It's still the Friday edition of The Conversation here on Lagos Television, and we're having an amazing time in the studio today with our guest. Before we went on that break, Joy was about to ask a question. Joy, over to you.
Yes, my question is for Mr. Itoro here. So we've been talking about how the entertainment creative industry has evolved over the years, and we have a lot of young people who are coming into the industry. So my question is, how do we ensure that we still preserve our Nigerian culture and keep it?
Yeah, it is a great task for now, especially when the technology has entered into our society. It's a great task, and we in our school actually we are trying to inculcate into the curriculum now the values, the cultural values of people. And we can also do that if those people that are coming up and those people that are there, like Alibaba, they should also inject into their various contents the cultural values of each. When you watch when you watch India film, even if they are speaking in English, the aesthetics will show their cultural value, their costume, their makeup, their set, everything. But the only thing that will be different will be the language. Same thing with the Chinese too. So I think what we can do, because it is going, the value is going. So what we can do is to just ensure that the content that are coming up now are injected into the cultural content of the thing. That may be difficult because everybody has liberty now to produce
whatever they want,
great content and put it on the social media now. If you are to be in those days, when you finish your film, you take it to a censor board, they will censor it, they will do all this thing. I'm not sure that thing is in the years now. So what we can just be doing is, for instance, in the school, like I told you, the curriculum should be reading. I mean, the content should be injected. The cultural content of the society should be injected into the curriculum. And all the things that we are doing on social media, on film, live show, should also be seen. It should also be a little bit of our cultural value should be added to it. I think with that, it will be okay. But now, everybody is doing it. It is the process of development. And I like it. It's the process of development. During the process of development, a lot of things will come. Then at a point, the audience will be selective. And then it will pave way to it. I'm looking at it that in the next 5 years, it is either the cultural value eroded completely, or coming. But I know that a little of it is coming now. If you look at our fashion now, people are going back to the roots. Even in medicine, people are saying herbal, so people are coming back. But it will take a little time to come back. This time around, the enlightenment is going on. People are saying, okay, this is our religion, this is our culture. That culture is embodiment of a lot of things about the society. So people are beginning to look at it now. I just feel that, I just pray that this economy will favor us. Because if the economy is not good, people can do anything to feed themselves. Yes.
Okay, I want to look at Saka as a brand now. So Saka is a household name in Nigeria today. So I'd like you to take us into your journey of being a comedian, an actor, and of course, entertainer. And of course, you're a lecturer. Which came first?
The entertainer.
Okay.
Part came first.
Yes,
then you went to school. Okay, so let's talk about your journey.
Yes. I was born, by a farmer, by farmer parents. They are farmers. I was born in a village, and I grew up. I attended my schools till the University of Ife. It was when I was going to University of Ife that I just, well, let me go and study drama. So that was why I went to study dramatic art, because immediately I finished my secondary school, I knew.
Were you doing any form of?
Yeah, when I was in primary school, secondary school, I was very popular when I was in secondary school. Maybe that was the.
That was what
yeah, yes.
motivated.
Because I wanted to be a pilot before. Yes, my parents, they were farmers. Anytime I went to the farm, you know, when I was in primary school, we always saw the aeroplane.
Yeah.
I was fascinated with it. This is good. So, but the thing is that at a point in time, you know, when I got to secondary school, I realized that going to art is the best
passion.
for me. So I went to the art. And immediately I finished secondary school, I was a member of Ebedi Theatre, you know. So I was doing. Then when I finished my JAMB, I went to university, my first degree, my second degree. It was when I was about to finish my master's. You know, I was doing the show all about. But when I wanted to do my master's, I went for a show in Abuja. So my friend was working at Adeniro Ogunsoya College of Education there. So I now went there to, relax. So on that Friday day, they were doing the closing ceremony of one conference, the National Conference of all lecturers in NCA. So I was given the time to do a little bit. So the provost then saw me, and immediately they approved theater art. He said they should go and look for me. Oh. That was where how I started being a lecturer. Yes. But the thing is that it's been very helpful. It's been a teacher and an actor, they are almost the same thing. The only difference is that the actor is in a informal, he teaches informally. The teacher teaches formally in the classroom. So they are okay.
Let me ask, what has been your most memorable moments, even in the industry?
Well, my most memorable period was when we did Head of State by Uncle Jimmy. Jimmy was once a permanent secretary of
Jimmy Odumusu.
Odumusu, yes. Okay. It was as if I have never gone to school of drama before in my life. Yeah, it was tedious, but at the end of the thing came out. I really enjoyed it when it came out. But during the production, I was not really enjoying it. But it was one production that I really, put all my being on it. So it's a very interesting. But during the struggling period, a bank invited us. I was immediately I finished university. I was serving. I became a resident artist with the organization in Ibadan, La Fomenia. So one of the guys, they just invited us to a gathering. And so during the time of food, we have not really performed. They said, okay, let everybody go and do your bouquet, go and eat. So I also line up to go and get my bouquet. The guy that invited us, saw me on the line, he was far away, and he ran, go, leave the line for the people, let the people eat. So, I'm not a people.
You're not a person?
I felt bad, man. And then, how much did he pay us? 600 naira.
Oh, wow.
So, but we have spent the 600 naira on our rent. I was so bad, I felt bad. So I now left the line. One of my guys, now went later to collect food for us to eat. That was when I was thinking, Abi, this theater is not my.
It's not your calling.
It was a very I really did not, in fact. But as time went on, we just
Open doors.
but thank God,
At least you are here to
Yeah,
tell the
yeah,
story.
I am here. Yes, I am very sure if the guy is seeing me now,
That's if he remembers.
He will remember.
Okay, there's a way you bring humor into any role that you are given. But and when I watch you, it seems seamless. You're not...
That is
you're-
natural.
Yes, natural. Is it... these roles, when given to you, did they tell you that, okay, you must bring the humor into this particular role, or you just infuse it? And
For me, I think I can't answer that.
because you're even
It's,
making me laugh as
it's God. Let me say that it is God.
Okay, it's a natural
It is God.
thing, okay?
It's a God gift. Let me just say that it's a God gift. Sometimes, even during official meeting, when I'm having a meeting with my staff, some of them will be laughing. Why are you laughing? We are discussing
Something
serious issue
serious.
here. You know. But I think that is the
It's your nature.
image that God has created. How
do you cope in class with your students?
Oh, wow. The first two classes is rockers, but after one or two tests, it's okay. Then we know that's Hafiz. That's what I do. I go into the class, you're making noise. I'll give them, you know, because they are new. But I'll give you a test. I will not mark it. Everybody's score is 0. And then I will not bring the 0 to the class. Instead of listening to your lecturer, you are just laughing. Now you score is 0. You fellow. Everybody says, so when I come in, so that this is Hafiz. It is not Saka.
It is not Saka.
But the training that we also went through also taught us to be different from the roles that we play. And most of the time, when people see me, they say, are you Saka? Yes. Are you? Somebody asked me one day, are you this gentle or you are just pretending? But I am. Hafiz is a different person from Saka.
Okay.
I am reserved.
Okay. There's one more question I really want. I've been, wanting to ask you that anytime I see it. There was this interesting episode about porting from one place to from one network to the other.
Yes.
How did you feel? And there were a lot of backlash.
Yeah,
concerning
Ali Baba. No, you see. Let me clear this. I have talked about it several times. With number one, I was not officially. I was not an ambassador of Etisalat. I was never. I was working with an agency who was handling Etisalat's account. All right. So when we did the first reg, so they said, it's good. So please, always use Saka, and then the agency continued to use me. Even my contract is with the agency, not with the because I have never officially go into any official thing with them. I'm not in any contract with Etisalat. Okay, so at a point it was somewhere, and then the agency that was handling the account. I think there was a little misunderstanding between them. They said they are not ready to handle the account again. Okay, so Etisalat gave it to another agent. And that one said, okay, but they also gave they should be using me. That one wanted to say, I said, no. And then the agency now told me, no. In our industry, they will say we are instigating the model, so you just go there, and I went. So, but at a point, it was supposed to be a monthly thing,
Alibaba, from what he said, again, I think this is just going to corroborate what he said earlier on, that it's good to be lettered. Yes. And it's good to go to be thorough and be detailed. And this is one issue that I think is still also very rife in the industry.
The creative industry.
A lot of people do not also read through their contracts. Sure. A lot of people just gloss over and then just put pen to paper. And then when some people will now make you see certain things, you begin to run helter-skelter. And so bringing it back to the industry and taking a look at some of those new sectors that you've also mentioned that needs to be developed. How important really is it that, anytime you come into a space, especially in the creative space, you are thorough, you're detailed, and you also do not allow money to be a factor.
But it's good.
It is good.
It is good.
It is very good because it pays the bills.
Yes. Okay, so every sector in the creative industry needs to begin to earn from their talent. You see, what happens with most people is they see your talent and they don't see the fact that it's a business. It's like when I started doing stand-up comedy, I had billboards, one in front of Marwa's house then, that's the Lagos State Governor's house, one at West Civic Center East now, and then one at Foreshore Towers near Osborne. Now, all those billboards I wrote, they're being funny is serious business. At that time, I was trying to make people see that it is not, we're not just entertainers, we're service providers. Right. Now, as a service provider, you have to provide a service that meets the need of your customers. Now, it is when that need is met that you get paid, which is why I say if you have a talent and you don't convert it to business, it's a hobby. And hobbies don't get paid. You just do it for fun. You know how to sing, you sing in your bathroom, people, that's all. But the day you then become a recording artist, you then have to be paid for it. Okay. David was just shooting catapult everywhere until when he killed Goliath, then he became it became a business that then led him to becoming a king. Yeah. But you must make sure that you develop yourself, diversify to the point where your talent then earns as much as you should. So, for instance, you're a photographer. You're taking people's passport when people come to renew their passport, their license. So that's your business. But you don't know you could go into portrait. You don't know that you can cover weddings. You don't know that you could take pictures for corporate bodies. You are a dancer. All you do is, when they invite you, like Saka said, he waited for these guys to get to him first month, second month. And when I was made chairman of the creative industry by the federal government, we found out that there are people who are actors who for 4 months, 6 months, 7 months have not been engaged for any movie. At all. And these guys still have to survive. So what do? There was a time, Saka will know, Philip Okolo and his brother, what was it, Felix?
Philip
and
Felix.
Felix. They used to have stage plays that NIB back then were sponsoring. And that kept a lot of actors busy. Right. Even overseas, the thing that keeps a lot of actors busy is series.
Yeah.
There's a guy who's called LL Cool J, who is in NCIS. He's not singing anymore because he gets paid weekly from being on that series. Now, when you do that series, it helps a lot of people in the industry get paid. In the days of Supple Blues, Ripples, and other people were getting paid every week. Tinsel is keeping people busy. So if you then have a movie, you go shoot the movie and then come back. But you have a steady income that comes from those. But those are the things that need to be done. Now, to this issue of people diversifying themselves, developing their skills, if you are somebody who's an architect, it's not only designing a house that you then get called. You then go into interior decoration. Not all lawyers practice in court.
Yeah.
Lawyers are politicians now. Lawyers are
different things.
They're presenters on TV. A lot of them own insurance companies. In fact, there's a lawyer that does events management now, Yewande Zakios.
Yes.
You understand? So there are plenty of people, like Funke Bokno. She's not been to a court one time.
No, she's a lawyer.
And she's a lawyer. Now she's doing events. So you diversify yourself. If, as a musician or a singer, you're waiting till you're called to sing at an event, you have forgotten that you could do jingles, you could do voiceovers, you could do classes.
You could do soundtracks.
You could teach people who have children who want to learn how to play the piano, learn how to play the guitar instruments. Now, I was talking to a lady one time. She said she's a caterer. And I told her, I said, you're a caterer. You are a member of the creative industry. Do you wait until people only call you for food? I said, create a YouTube channel. Teach people how to cook. And people will watch it somewhere else. And the time people spend in watching your videos, you make money. You also could begin to teach people. There are many housewives, and we know, that don't know how to cook. There are some Gen Z housewives now.
That's why there are pots of soup to be bought everywhere.
Oh, no. Some will buy that 1 or 2 liters, 1 liter or 2 liters, and put in the fridge and just be dishing. And the husband is like, oh, really, food is just until the day the food is nearly finished and 5 people come and say, just quickly make something.
Oh, my God.
For 6 of my friends that are coming, and you hear her, big pay bolo wa. Quickly arrange 1 liter. Don't put too much pepper. Now, the photographers, you need to know that. So we did this competition that I told you about, the photographers. You find that somebody becomes the photographer for the president. He's making so much money. But you know you can be a photographer, document certain things. The landscape of Nigeria is beautiful. Go take pictures and make books. You publish your photographs. There is a guy, Dayo Adedayo. In fact, state governors call him now and say, document our states, pictures. That's diversifying. But if you're waiting until somebody calls you to say, come and take my passport or come and take my, you go hungry. So what do you do? Are you teaching people how to use the camera? Are you teaching people how to take pictures? You diversify. Right. For instance, I was telling one lady who is an artist. I told her one time, I said, on Mother's Day, organize a painting and do an exhibition of Mother's Day painting that would have mothers in different ways. Either a mother backing a child, a mother walking 2 children, a mother with a basket on her head, a child here and 2 nylon bags, and a child on her back. I said, paint those kind of pictures and do an exhibition. A mother trying to protect her child from her father. I said, all those kind of paintings, exhibit. And people will come there. But if you hear how much they buy some paintings, you would wonder whether it is the painting that they are buying or something else. Go to Nikkei Art Gallery, you see a painting for 12 million. You see a painting for 25 million. We understood that there was one painting that was sold of the Last Supper for $120 million. And the person that bought it is even a Muslim.
Okay, we need. I know that we're pressed for time because Afizo Itore needs to go. But before we allow you go this morning, let's
he wants
talk
to
about...
pot again.
It's good to pot. Let's talk about the power of collaboration, especially in this industry. I've come to realize that this industry is like an island, and you know, and when you came in, there was such a beautiful camaraderie between you and Alibaba. So it means that collaboration is key.
Yes.
And so how powerful is it, you know, in the industry for artists, actors, creative space generally to collaborate? As you do that, maybe you're going to walk to Alibaba. And,
Yes.
yes, please. You can come here and talk about your power of collaboration, and then maybe you both can do something before we allow you go.
Yes.
You can collaborate on something before you go.
Let me just say, what is collaboration? The idea is 2 or 3 people, different ideas, you know, joining together to produce something very, very good. Number one, when you collaborate, there will be enough resources. Instead of 3 people do 3 things that is substandard. 3 people come together, they will do one thing that is fantastic. That is it. Then it will create more relationship, networking. Okay, if I do something with Alibaba, I know that his audience will know me. My audience will know Alibaba, although my audience may not be as much as Alibaba. Alibaba is a millionaire. I'm a teacher.
And your reward is in
But the thing is that when you do that, okay, when you do a collaboration, it may be a cultural thing, it may be a social thing, it may be but the idea at the end of the day, is that the money that will come out of it is more than when you do it one after the other. And then when you want to get something from government, without collaboration, you can't get it.
Yeah.
Even with collaboration, sir, to get it in our wallet. You know? There are so many things that collaboration enjoy. Even in academic now, they have said that lecturers should collaborate in writing papers, so that you cross-fertilize ideas. So when 3 people, 4 people come together to do one thing, the end is always very fantastic. Unless we now have a very rich, no matter how rich you are, if you are not collaborate, you'll be alone.
You will die alone.
So the thing is that
you want to
collaboration in every facet of our economy is highly recommended this time around. That when we do that, our economy will grow, socially will be good, and even politically, everybody will be okay. So I think collaboration is very powerful, and I recommend it in the industry. And I'm very sure we are trying to do it. January 1st that you are talking is a result of collaboration. Alibaba wouldn't have been a successful stand-up comedian today if not because of the collaboration with other little comedians that he raised up. There's a particular question going on now that Alibaba should go and sit down. Who started comedy? No. We are not saying Alibaba started comedy in Nigeria. Alibaba belongs to my generation. And then before our generation, there was a generation, before us. Yeah. But when we are talking of who give comedy a structure,
he did
a standing. Who turned comedy into an industry? It's Alibaba. That is what we are trying to.
So Alibaba should not go and sit down.
Yes,
no. Let me first put a caveat here. I'm not in his generation. No. I'm Wizkid's generation.
Alibaba, how old are you?
41. Go and verify.
I told you earlier that.
So we're taking the next question. Hello, we're going to the next question.
Off your mic.
Off your mic.
Okay, so my...
Ali Baba, don't worry. Adebimpe wants to take you back to the days of yore. But don't worry, Ali Baba said it's 41, so go and verify.
My question...
She said she has a question.
Yeah, my question is for Ali Baba. So I want to talk about mentorship now.
Okay.
You have mentored a lot of young comedians. So how important is it, especially when we are talking about diversification in the creative industry? How important is it? Because a lot of young people do not want to be mentored.
You see, let me give you a story in the Bible. Samuel was sleeping and he heard a voice. He ran to meet his prophet and said, I heard a voice. The voice said, I didn't call you. He went to sleep again. And then came back again and said, I heard another voice. Did you call me? He said, I didn't call you. When he went the third time, the man said, okay.
Answer the call.
The next time you hear that voice, answer. Say, here I am, Lord. Send me. Now, if you don't have a mentor, some calls will be missed. So a mentor then tells you this is how to go about it. I have a friend, a colleague, who had done events for one company, and the company was dragging and food dragging on his payment, on the balance. When he now had another issue, I told him, I said, next time, tell the client that if you are afraid that I will not deliver, give me post-dated checks. No corporate body wants their check to bounce. You know, so, okay, it's 100,000 naira that I'll do the job. Pay me advance 30. The other 70 naira, give me a post-dated check. When I finish the job, I just go and cash the check. So that way you are convinced that if I don't do it, you can stop the check. So, and then when it is time to collect your money as well, because you don't want to be antagonistic and, you know that thing they call dragging people online. This man did this, this man didn't pay me. This one. Every artist that does that, after a while, some other customers are wary of using your services. They're like, this person is troublesome. It's the same way that some of us, I think he does it too. As celebrities, if you see somebody who makes useless comments about another celebrity, when the person comes on your page, you block them.
Right. You avoid such people.
You just avoid those reading rubbish.
I don't even
You don't even just relate with them.
No
so that
comment, no,
if this person can talk
block.
like this about Tonya Imaku and can talk about Funke Akindele like this, I don't want that person on my page. Because the level that we have gotten to is that since there are no schools, especially now, the theater provides the basic education for people, and I think some of them are expanding their syllabus and curriculum. But there are certain people who do not go to school to learn. Like when I came into the industry, because I knew that I was interested, I went to Abegi. I learned from all the best. From Abba to Dulate to Steve Rhodes to Kule Bantefa to RMD to Tuji Shoti. And all of these people, what's the name of that? Shita, Hakim, is that Hakim Shita, the guy that had the
Shita.
All of this, there were photographers too. There was the guy that used to do Funshaw, that used to do Martin Luther King. Funshaw, that used to do Martin Luther King. I was learning from all of them because I had to be I had to learn the industry. So after understanding the industry and going through all of it, I've been a cameraman, I've been a set designer, I've been an artist, I've been a fashion designer, I've been nearly everywhere in the industry, just learning the ropes. So when you get those experiences, you then have to share it with these guys that look up to you, so that they don't fall into the pits that other people fell into. You teach them the ropes, you give them the tools, you give them your platforms, and then you also teach them how to negotiate. You teach them how much to charge. You teach them who to charge more. You teach them who to do pro bonos for.
And you teach them discipline.
Seriously. You know, there's a guy, the biggest problem he has is alcohol. He's one of the best comedians. But you see, just one thought like this, you can't trust him on stage. And that has been his bane. And so the others, you teach them, okay, when I came, we had a DevCom Bank. You know DevCom Merchant Bank then, belongs to Aneduga, that became Equatorial Trust Bank. We had an event. It was at Lagoon. And I just came to Lagos, 88. And Bisi Olatilo said, come and work with me. So I went with him to do this. I started doing one joke. BC said, you know, that is not fit for this occasion. So BC said, you can't do those kind. You can do it in your university. The students will enjoy it. But here, this corporate environment, you can't do those kind of jokes here. It's sexist. And so you learn from people like that. From BC Olatilo, I learned from Sonny Rabo. Before I worked with Sonny Rabo one time, and I said, I'd like to introduce the chairman of this occasion, General. And he was like, no. When you say I would like to, it's like you're
still thinking.
You're still thinking. You don't want to. So just say, I want to introduce. It's my pleasure to introduce. It's an honor to introduce. When you say I would like to introduce,
you're
it's
still
like
thinking. You're not sure whether or not
whether
you
do
make
it.
The introduction.
So he said the complete way of using that was that I would like to introduce this chairman, but I won't.
I'm not ready.
I'm not ready.
So you learn from people like that. And so because I learned from those kind of people, I then passed that on. But there's a man called, bless his heart, Ikena Ndagoba, who used to be with Radio Nigeria, was a DG,
service.
and one of the MCs. In fact, the day Obasanjo said that, Ali Baba, you're now a GCFR, it was Ikena and I that were working, and we're doing these national honors.
Right.
And Baba said, I think Ali Baba deserves an award, but since his name is not here, announce him. He's GCFR, Grand Comedian of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Now, Ikena Ndagoba will write something. He will tell you, this idea that you have, write it down. And I write it down. He says, yes, so you don't forget it. Just like the Bible said, write it down, so you don't forget it. So I teach a lot of all those comedians that as well. And then, like Basketball, we went for one event one time, and this was in his early days. I looked around the event. I said, do a joke. Give me 5 jokes about all the things you see now. He tried with one, they struggled. And I said, okay, watch me. So I did jokes about the 5 things that I did more than that. I said, they are all yours, take. And he used those jokes for a while. In fact, sometimes when he calls me, he say, you remember that joke that you did? I did it again and it's still working. Now, that's how you grow the industry. If you see somebody tell a joke and the joke does not hit as it should, you tell the guy, add this to it, say this like that, present this first, don't mention this one first. Because there's a setup, there's a story, setup, and the punchline. So you can say, you've put the punchline too early. Do the setup, link it with other people first. But okay, there's a joke that I did. So they put in my show, they put a pillar. And they put pictures of all the past
editions of
comedians from Baba Salah, Gbenga Adeboye, and also. But when you see Baba Salah's picture, so I went and looked at it. So I did a joke. I said, yeah, I just saw this Baba Salah's picture, but I thought it was Afe Babalola. I said, all these kind of things. Before deformation. I said, no, it's not Afe Babalola, it's Baba Salah. You know? And so the guy that was recording it was laughing. He was like, no, you got away with that. You know? And you teach them that there's a thin line between being funny and being offensive. If you take one wrong step here, you offend the sensibilities of a lot of people. So those are the ways that you then grow. But what happens most times is that we have people who have achieved the pinnacle of their careers that don't want to share. It's like some of our old people back in the days. If you have a headache, they'll say, bring this leaf, open your tongue. Bring your tongue out, they put something, you say, and then your headache stops. Or if it's convulsion and everything, it stops. They will not tell you what that is. And they die with it.
That's knowledge gone.
You know? So you have to pass it on for people to learn.
We need to go, but my producer is insisting that there must be a performance. Afeez Oyetoro is not bulging.
No. So let me put that to rest. You see, because we're entertainers, you want us to entertain, Abi? So if you invited Anthony Joshua here, would all of you take points?
Sorry. Hello. I was not invited here to perform. That's number 1. Number 2, when I perform, I get paid. We are talking about business and business. Okay? So let's get paid first.
Okay.
Then we entertain.
Okay, all right. We'll call on the Lagos State government. Already. We need to go. But before we go this morning, just some words of advice. Our viewers are watching this morning. There are loads of Nigerians with skills, talents, but are not sure how to navigate in this industry. Let's take your pattern shot.
Yes, people, Happy New Year, everybody. My name is Hafiz Oyetoro. I want to say that this year is going to be a very positive year for all of us. But my father used to say that Abuja Osil lọ́rùn ọ̀pẹ. Meaning bẹ́ẹ̀ ni wá ṣe sọ kalẹ̀. No, that is no shortcut to success. True. These days, people don't want to work. They don't want to. They just want to get money. See, if you want to do it, if you want to make it in our industry, you have to work. Work hard. Be dedicated. Be punctual. Be committed. And then be prayerful. Remember that God is the creator. But if you only pray and you do not work, it will not work for you.
Yeah.
And if you work, you don't pray, it may not work for you.
Correct. Okay.
God bless.
Alibaba.
Okay, so my parting shot is that with the advent of social media, YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, every woman that is a housewife, full-time housewife, can create something that would earn even much more than what the husband is earning at home, at work. Because people are looking for something to entertain them.
Content.
Whether it's how to, tips on how to take care of your utensils at home, whether cleaning, put lime and toothpaste and this, and you can clean rust. And also, as soon as you put it on a channel and you get up to 1,000 people to like it, also, you begin to get some money from it. That's one. The other thing is that always get a mentor. Get a mentor, somebody you look forward or look up to, who would put you through the path that would help you achieve success. And then money is not always the major goal that should drive you to becoming successful. Learn the ropes. If you don't learn the ropes, you will falter. Learn to also understand the money. What happens to some people is you jump into this game. Somebody asked Auntie Joke Silva one time, said, how is it that I've been in this industry for 14 years and I've not bought a house, I've not bought a car.
I've not blown.
I've not blown. And Auntie Joke said, you see, people that are in this industry, we do it for the love of the art. We get paid, we do it for the love. But if you begin to look at some other people who are living a lavish life, some of them didn't make their money from this industry. But you see, a lot of people who go into the industry now are looking at those people, and that's the reason they're in the industry.
Right.
They want to declare that they bought a house in Banana Island. How many movies are you doing? Okay. All right? So you have to take time to understudy the business that you go, because it's a business. It's not just show business. Right. It's a business. And so when you go into it, you must understand all the, and then learn to understand markets as well. Right. You won't sell winter jackets
in summer.
In summer. Okay. So you have to understand the market. For instance, Moses' mother understood the market before she took Moses to put him inside the water. Because if she had put Moses there and the person that came to bathe in that water had 6 children, would she want Moses? So you must do your research properly.
Very well.
And then
we need to go. I know that time is fast, but we need to go. Thank you so much, Hafiz Oyetoro, for finding time to be here on the program today. We truly appreciate your thoughts. Alibaba, many thanks for coming on the program today. I know that my producer, you know, he had to look for Alibaba since beginning of this week, so that today will be a reality. We sincerely thank you for finding time to be here. We'll take a quick break. When we return, the conversation continues.